In this video, I'll be testing a 100% win rate strategy created by the power of trading to see if it actually works in 2023 and we can make money with it. I will test it 100 times using EU on the 5-minute time frame. Before we start, welcome to TradeFluence. On this channel, we aim to validate as many strategies as possible for you guys to use. So let's get straight into it. So for this strategy, we're going to need 3 moving averages exponential, and let's go to the indicators tab, type in moving averages exponential and double click on the first one. Okay, and then we're going to double click on the moving average and change the input length to 32, and you can also change the style and color to something that you would like. We need to go back to the indicator tab and get the second moving average. Okay, so double click on the second moving average, go to inputs, change the length to 32, but this time we're going to change the source to high. Okay, now for the final moving average, change the inputs again back to 32, but this time in the source we're going to change it to low. And I'm also going to change the color to red. So essentially how this works, when you're above the upper green band, you're going to be in a buy, and then when you're below the lower red band, you're going to be in a sell. So when price returns back to these levels, we're going to look for buys and sells. Okay, first, before looking for longs, you need to make sure that price has just recently broke back into the buys section, which is above the upper green band, with 2 candles actually closing to confirm the trend is going the opposite direction. After the breakout has happened, there are going to be 3 scenarios that can occur. First is price can pull back directly into the middle bands and close before continuing up. The second scenario is price can pull back and break below the red bands, with 1 candle being immediately taken out into the opposite direction before closing back above the green line for the continuation. And the last scenario is the wick of the upper green band, okay, before continuing up. These are the 3 scenarios that can happen for you to make sure that you need to enter the trade. So in this scenario, we had price breaking out in the opposite direction, and it's pulled back and closing with 1 candle just below, with the next candle engulfing our previous candle and continuing the push up. So we can take this as a valid trade signal, and we always have the stop loss below the structure, or you can have it below the lower band, he does say, but for me, I'm going to back test it with below price action. The stop loss below the low, and we're going to be targeting a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-1.2. The first TP is a 1-to-1 and the second is a 1-to-2. Okay, so in this scenario is a win. Now let's go and break down these sells, which is just vice versa. Okay, so when looking for sells, the exact opposite is true. We had that first break into our sell structure, we've pulled back, and we've rejected the first lower band this time. When looking for sells, we've had a momentum candle close below the previous wick, and we'll put the stop loss above the previous candle's high and target in the 1-to-2. Okay, so now I'm going to backtest this 100 times and see if this actually works in 2023. Okay, so the results are in. I took 100 trades, 64 won and 36 lost, which means we had a 64% win rate, and the net profit was 58% in 15 days. Now the max drawdown was also 4%, which I do think is reasonable considering how many trades we actually did take. So would I recommend this to a beginner? Yes, I would, because we have an extremely high win rate and we have a nice profit in 15 days. But these are some key points you need to know. This was in 24 hours worth of trading, so I was trading that whole time. This is not realistic. You'll be trading for probably 3 hours max if you're going to be scalping on the 5-minute. And other key things to note, I would target just a 1-to-2 period, because you'd make actually a lot more money, because a lot of the times when it is continuing in that direction, it just keeps going, right? So all the trades, I'd recommend just taking a 1-to-2 and see how that works for you. And I'd also test it in your session, because spreads are going to play a decent factor within this. But I think it's perfect for a funding account, considering we never violated our max daily drawdown of 5%. And it was overall a drawdown of 4%. So you wouldn't have even came close to your max drawdown. So if you like this video, I'm going to leave my personal channel down below where I show you some of my own live trades. And thank you guys for watching. Until next time.